NHL 24 came out Friday at noon, which is about a day and a half ago now as I record this. And most people decided to play the game like a normal person. I had a mission, and that was not to do that. I decided to create every defunct NHL team, at least the jerseys and the logos in the game. Now, I didn't do most of the rosters. You see Atlanta here, they only have 2 players, but if you want to, you can fix that yourself. I have made these rosters available for you to download, at least on PS5. I don't know how crossplay works with downloadable rosters in NHL 24, but if you want to add players, feel free. So, without further ado, I'm going to run through the jerseys I made for each team. We have Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta Flames existed in the 70s. This is their home. As close to accurate as I could get. Here's the away. Fun thing between these 2 jerseys. Atlanta's top. In the regular thing, it's all red. But here, for whatever reason, it's not all white. They had red at the top. A little bit, irks you a little bit, but, you know, it is what it is. Alternate, they didn't really have one, so I just made this up. It's not my best jersey, but it's the alternates. I say the best of my ability. I am not someone who spends a ton of time doing creation zones, so if you're really good at this, you can probably make better jerseys than me, but I'm trying my best to get as close as possible. And that's why I said that, because the Atlanta Thrashers are a pretty hard team to do. This is the best Thrashers jersey I've done. Definitely you can do better, but this is the best one I've done. I want to once again say I've been making teams since noon Eastern yesterday. I've had some breaks. I went to bed. I went outside, touched some grass. I played some Ishal with friends. I have those. Other than that, a lot of creating a lot of teams. So the Thrashers, I like the away jerseys a decent bit. And originally I had made just like with the Flames, I made like a very bad like alternate jersey where I just matched the colors together because I didn't feel like caring. But instead I decided to do the red jersey, which was very bad originally. I think it looks a little better this way because there's just a little less going on. Oh, quick thing. The numbers are not white. There's a glitch in NHL 24. There's quite a few glitches in NHL 24 I've noticed. I do want to say quickly that my game crashed like 7 or 8 times while making jerseys. Thankfully, nothing really major was wiped away. It happened mostly when you're like picking a second logo for some reason. So that's an interesting twist. But another glitch is that numbers will, and sometimes the captaincy will not show up as the right color. But anyways, that's the Atlanta Thrashers. Cleveland Barons. Cleveland Barons regular jersey is in the game under the stars if you wanted to go look for it. The logo, however, is not. At least in creation. So I use the Ohio logo. I think these are pretty nice. They're pretty close to what they did. I don't like the numbers there, but that's once again a glitch. And this is the alternate. They didn't wear these. These are like a thing of my creation, but I like them quite a bit. Colorado Rockies. Pretty close. They have Lanny McDonald on their team, so it's nice to have the mustachioed man right there. We have their away jerseys. They're pretty nice as well. And the alternate I just threw together. If you like it, that's great. I don't know if it's good. I don't like it as much as the regular ones. Hamilton Tigers. They existed in the 1920s. And 1920s teams loved this jersey setup. All the little stripes. And I think it works pretty well. And so what I decided to do, we have the yellow aways. I don't know if everyone's going to be a fan of that, but this is actually closer to what Hamilton actually wore. Like, they wore a black jersey as well, but it was kind of in the middle. But I like this. And the alternate, I did a tiger logo. This is another thing that I just created. It's up to you if you like it or not. So that's Hamilton. Hartford Whalers, I threw all the Hartford Whalers alumni on this team. So, fun thing with the Hartford Whalers when you make them, the logo was always way too big for some reason. The green's probably a little brighter than it was, but it's pretty close. Really like the away jerseys. I think they came out very well. And the alternate is their navy blue jersey from the 90s. I like it quite a bit. Just one pet peeve is when you edit the Whalers logo in Creation Zone, the background is not available to be edited. So if I really wanted the Hartford Whalers logo from the 90s, I'd have this silver background behind it. I did silver outlining, that's the best I could do. Anyways, if I wanted to make that second logo, the game probably would have crashed anyways. Kansas City Scouts, you've seen the Colorado Rockies. Well, that means you've seen the Kansas City Scouts. They have the same color scheme because they are the same team. I like these quite a bit. I think they're quite nice. And the alternate looks like a knockoff Florida Panthers jersey from like Ally Express. But it is what it is. The main two jerseys that you should care about are these two. Something I want to say. Oh yeah, I made a mistake because with the new creation tools, this is one of the first teams I did. You have to click L3 on PlayStation to switch. And I think I thought I switched and I didn't, so I accidentally overwrote the away with the alternates, so that was a thing I had to go back and change. North Star's first team I did in the game. North Star's jersey template, like a lot of these old teams, isn't quite in the game. Usually those stripes would be all the way at the bottom on the jersey, the yellow and white. But I was able to use one of the Capitals jersey templates, which gets us the stars on the arms, which is pretty cool. Plus, I was able to get the North Stars alumni, which is nice. So we have Mike Gardner, Mike Badano, Larry Murphy. Away jersey, I think it's very nice. Once again, the numbers and the alternate captains is not the color they should be. And this is a concept. I think that was a better idea than how it turned out. I just want to do the North Stars like logo, but with the Wild's current jersey and colors. I think it was a fun idea, but it doesn't look the best. So that's the North Stars, Montreal Maroons. Remember the Hamilton Tigers? Well, the Montreal Maroons also loved that color scheme. So you got the maroon, you got the cream, got the bars down the sides, different socks. But I also didn't really do much with the socks, I'll be honest. Cream away, once again, some of that stuff's messed up. But I think overall, pretty nice jersey. This alternate I just kind of threw together because I had white as a third color and I hadn't used it. It was just kind of just throwing stuff together. Kind of, my friend told me a high school jersey, which I can't unsee. But overall, I think this is very nice. Obviously, the Maroons' actual M logo isn't in the game. You have to do that a lot. Same like the Tiger and stuff with old teams where they had a letter as their logo. You just have to get as close as you can get. Speaking of that, Montreal Wanderers, they were an NHL team for like 3 games for like a week, and then their arena burned down. But they used to be a very successful NHA team, which was the precursor to the NHL. So this home jersey, while having like white shoulders, is actually what their jersey was. I think it's pretty slick for just white and red, which are two of the most basic colors that you see in like almost every jersey, or at least a lot of them. I don't know if they wore something like this. I just made it as an inverse of the other one as their away. And their alternate, I went back to the cream color, so both Montreal teams have a cream-colored jersey. I think it's a nicer alternate. It's nothing too special, but I think the Wanderers, despite like this logo looked quite plain, I think it came out quite well. The New York Americans. The New York Americans. Look up a picture of the New York Americans uniform. It's not one that's easy to recreate. So I had to go like this. I used the Lady Liberty logo because I think that was the best like option I had. Obviously it says NYR. These are not the Rangers, they're the Americans, but there's an R in Americans, so I think it'll count. Americans had like, honestly, their jerseys look like license plates, like the stripes and everything. I did create a white star logo for their shoulder patch. I think that's nice. But this is their home jersey. Their away, I styled after one of their other jerseys that was less catastrophic. I think it's a nice little clean jersey. And then their alternate, I just reversed the colors on the home to make more of a red version, and which actually is one they also used, so it's as accurate as I think I can get. I forgot to use the stars on that. I can change that. But that is the jersey there for the New York Americans. Oakland Seals. Oakland Seals are an interesting team to do because my favorite jersey they have is this like tealish kind of jersey. So this is not a jersey they ever wore. This is combining their original logo with this color scheme because this color scheme went with this Seals like word print logo, which is not in the game. So I use this. We have the away. I was able to find a pretty close color to their gold, which I was pretty happy about. I like these jerseys quite a bit. The logo like leaves something to be desired, but it's the Oakland Seals logo. And then I went with their Oakland A's style jerseys that they used at one point as well. I quite like those as well. All right. This is the most deep cut team that I have. It says Ontario Creamery Kings. It's a team called the Renfrew Creamery Kings. It existed like 1909. I think they're just funny because they had a ton of money despite being like a really small town. So they just bought all the great players. Their socks look kind of like candy canes. This away jersey, I think, is the closest I could get to what they actually wore. Just a funny little team, and then I just kind of threw something together for this. So, similar to the Wanderers, I think they're nice. Ottawa Senators. I have some gripes. So, I wanted to make the Senators because there's the original Senators and there's the current Senators. It could be an argument that they're the same team, even though they're like there's 50 years they didn't exist. That's neither here nor there. The gripe is that the Ottawa Senators logo is not just an O. Why is it not just an O? Like, I know that was their shoulder patch, but for like a video game, why not just have both? You can use that one as a shoulder patch, but also just put the O in, because now it doesn't line up and it's really annoying. Also, now that I look at it, I should go back and make a secondary logo for the home ones because it does not line up. The away ones, so I based these Ottawa Senators ones on the heritage ones that the Senators wore recently. Because the original Senators jersey, which I did include as an alternate, looked like this. And I don't know about you, but that sucks. That's not a good jersey. It's like a barber pole kind of thing. Same socks with Renfrew. Renfrew, I don't know how it's pronounced. I don't live there. But I like this more. I think this is better. So I just recreated these. Once again, the numbers are messed up. Very funny. Philadelphia Quakers. They existed for one season. Great Depression happened. Well, also, they won 4 games to like 35, which will also hurt you. But that they had a word print logo in cursive, but it was their whole name. Obviously, that is not an option in NHL 24. So I did the closest thing I could with a Q. Very similar, same jersey layout as the Tigers and the Maroons, and they had the same color as the Flyers, which is nice, because I could just go to the Flyers and steal their colors. Their aways, I think, are still pretty nice, and the alternate is just an inverse version of the home jersey, which I think is all pretty nice. Pittsburgh Pirates, you actually, despite this being a 20 scene, you might be familiar with this because the Penguins made their Winter Classic jerseys after these, so I did my best to make those. They, not the baseball team, different team. I like these quite a bit. I think they got pretty close to what the actuals were. Alternate, I just did an inverse, just like the Quakers of the original home. And I quite like this one as well. The Pirates were the first like Pittsburgh team to full-time use the city colors black and gold as their main colors, and that came out. That was a good idea. Portland Rosebuds were a Pacific League team. They were the first American team in the Cup final. Couldn't quite get their logo. That was the rose. That obviously is not in the game, but I was able to get their jerseys pretty close. I'm very happy with that. So to try to recreate the rose, I did a red P with a green outline for the stem and the rose itself. I really like them. The away kind of looks like Penn State jerseys. My buddy here's blocking the logo, but you already know what that looks like. And the alternate is kind of in between. Looks like it's a jersey outline that was used pretty often. I don't think Portland ever did use it, but I thought it'd be a nice alternate. Quebec Bulldogs. If you like Portland's alternate, you're going to love the Quebec Bulldogs. These are what the actual jerseys are. Quebec Bulldogs, who you didn't know. They played in the NHA for a long time, which is the precursor to the NHL, and then they played one season in the NHL, and then they moved and became Hamilton. I like it's very clean, very simple, especially like the away ones. I think they're very nice. And the alternates, I use the actual Bulldog logo. It's another clean jersey. I like it. I think it's a nice little team. Quebec Nordiques. What a fun team to make. because the blue that the Nordiques have is not real. And by not real, it's not in the game. The color wheel EA gives you is not extensive enough. Also, they don't give you an extra like line on the logo, so you could make the actual logo on the home jersey. So this is what you have to do. There's a guy on Reddit. I forget his name. I'm sorry. But he has the template for this. Is like an NHL 21 or something like that. Really good outline. So this isn't really my own creation. I just followed what he did. Very nice. At least I followed for the first two. I don't know if everyone knows this, but the Quebec Nordiques had a jersey that they were gonna wear until right before they moved. Well, they announced it right before they moved, and then they moved. So they never had to wear this jersey. This is their alternate. It was a purple jersey with teal, turquoise, with a wolf logo. And I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. It looks very similar to what it actually looked like, given like the limitations I had. So I'm very happy with that. Seattle Metropolitans. If you loved the New York Americans, they're back with Christmas colors with the Mets. I think they're very nice for what they are. I think they like them more than the Americans ones. And I just did 3 different versions of it for all these. So, you have the green on the shoulders for the home, cream on the top for away, and red on the top for alternate. I think it's nice. St. Louis Eagles. My game crashed twice last night when I was making these ones while making their logo. That was frustrating. I went to bed. They're okay. But I'm gonna be honest, St. Louis Eagles, they were whatever. These are the closest to the actual jersey, except the logo itself is much more red, but whenever I tried to make the logo very red, it looked terrible. The Screaming Eagle Caps logo is the closest you can get. The alternate kind of looks like an Islanders jersey with Rangers colors, which is funny. Very cursed, but funny. So I did what I could with that one. Vancouver Millionaires, I'm very happy with this one, how it turned out. I'm annoyed that the Vancouver Millionaires logo isn't in the game because the Canucks used it as the Winter Classic, not Winter Classic, Heritage Classic logo. But the Johnny Canuck logo is very good on its own right, so that's fine. So I like how these turned out. Big fan of all that. The alternate is just another like old looking jersey I threw together. It's not anything real. Victoria Cougars. Just like the St. Louis Eagles, this is today. I think my game crashed 3 times trying to make the secondary logo, so I just gave up. They had a very Swedish-looking jersey. I think it's decent. Nothing like too outlandish. And the alternate I made, like the Avs, which I think is decent. But the home, they definitely wore. The away, they may have wore it. So it might be a little different if they had a white jersey. I could only find the blue one. Victoria Cougars, for those who didn't know, same with the Vancouver Millionaires, were also Pacific Coast teams. And they both won a cup during the NHL era, I'm pretty sure, actually. So, Victoria Cougars. Then we have the Winnipeg Jets. Same with the Ottawa Senators. There is a Winnipeg Jets teams now, but I decided to remake their old ones. I used the 90s jersey because that's my favorite one, but the 90s logo is not in it, so I'd use the 80s logo and change the colors. I wish the Winnipeg could be colored blue. That's my main gripe, but I really like how this one came together. Winnipeg Jets, before they moved back to Winnipeg, they were always my favorite team to make in like the old games. Same thing here. And then, like the Wild, I did a Winnipeg Jets, but with current day colors. Fun Winnipeg Jets fact about NHL 24, and I guess all the recent NHLs, you cannot accurately recreate the current Winnipeg Jets colors. Or not colors, their jersey. As you can see, the bottom looks weird. You can't fix that. Don't know why, but that's how it is. And that's it. This is all the created teams I made. I might add in some WHA teams eventually, but I have just made 24 teams in the last 36 hours. Each team takes like maybe half an hour to make at least. Depends on how much I get sidetracked. That was a lot of my time. I hope you enjoy. So if you have PS5, you can download this roster. It's called Defunct NHL Roster, or All Defunct NHL Team Roster, something like that. I'll put it in the description, like what it's called. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, let me know. I'm definitely down to create the WHA eventually. But that's it for this one. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe. If you've watched YouTube, you know what the spiel. Alright, goodbye.